but I, for one, am getting very excited for school to start in just a couple of weeks. From the day you are seeing this video, my kids start school in about a week and a half. In order to prep for that, I have some plans, important plans. And they involve all of this bread and a whole bunch of eggs and a whole bunch of other ingredients as well, because today we are going to put together some back to school freezer breakfast meal prep, freezer breakfast meal, fill your freezer breakfast stuff. It's a working title, okay. But I'm gonna, basically, I'm putting together some breakfasts that will be in the freezer for very easy, fast meals for my kids before school. I feel like the morning is completely chaotic before school starts, between backpacks and making the lunches and making sure my kids have the shoes. Why do my boys always lose their shoes? I couldn't say. They act like they've never worn clothes before. You know, it's not like they're 3, they're 12, but here we are. So I'm gonna start by making a whole bunch of French toast. My kids love French toast. It's not something I make very often, so I have a big griddle heating up right here. So let's mix up our batter and rock and roll through this French toast. While I'm waiting on all my French toast to cook, I thought I would mix up this Pillsbury quick bread and muffin mix. I got these from my discount store for 75 cents, and I have 2. So we're gonna mix these up and make some jumbo muffins, which you can also freeze. So I am just following the instructions on the back of the box. So I have 4 eggs in here, 2 cups of milk, and 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil is what I'm gonna use. And it's kind of liquidy. Kind of not. And it's whiskey business time. Time to scoop. Not quite. I'm gonna put together some breakfast burritos and freeze them. And I have these massive burritos that I got from a discount store that I don't know that you've seen that video yet. That might be coming out Wednesday. So you'll see where I got those on Wednesday. But my plan is to use these cooked and ready sausages I got from my clearance haul. I posted that about a week ago. Oh my gosh, these are fully cooked. So I'm gonna use these now. I cooked up a bunch of the happy eggs. I just cracked them into a bowl with salt and pepper and heavy cream, and I have some cheese here. You could, of course, do potatoes and salsa and sour cream and peppers and onions. But today we're gonna use the KISS method, which is keep it simple, stupid. So it's just gonna be sausage, egg, and cheese, and simple, simple, simple. So since these are so big, I'm gonna do 2 like that. And remember, these are totally cooked. I don't even need to do anything to these. So I'm gonna do 2 just like that. A little sprinkly dinkle of cheese. I can't remember if you guys said you liked that phrase or not. Maybe that's a no. Maybe we'll X-nay the weird words. A little bit of eggs. The yolks on these eggs were so orange that the color is quite dark. And I feel like I'm overfilling these. I always do that. Let's make these a little smaller. I mean, these tortillas are like Chipotle version. Now that I have my filling on, hopefully I can do this right. Corners first, then flip, and then all the way down. Boom! I ended up with 15 burritos with the amount of eggs that I had. And you might be saying, Christine, this is only 14 burritos. And you're right, that's because I can't meal prep without my kids stealing some of the food. Haley snagged one of these. So now I'm down to 14 breakfast burritos because she is eating one right now. But here are all the ones that I made with the pre-cooked sausage links. Sad news, I'm out of eggs. So the plan is to go buy more eggs and continue with the breakfast burrito making, although I don't know if that's gonna happen today. So we're gonna hit pause on the video and resume when I have more eggs. We are making a zucchini bacon-like quiche, kind of. So I have in here 6 eggs, to which I will add some basil. I'm just kind of eyeballing all of this. I would say about a teaspoon each of basil and oregano, a generous amount of salt and pepper. Give that a good mix, and then we'll add everything else. In a very large skillet, this is about 14 inches, I'm going to add 1 to 2 onions, depending on how much you like onions. And I'm gonna let those get started, just because onions take a while to cook. And I don't like raw onions, just personally. I feel like they're really sharp tasting. Let those go for a few minutes, and then we're gonna add some more veggies. Okay, once your onions look like this, I'm gonna add 8 cups of quartered zucchini. And then just cook that until it is soft. So those are going in, as well as 6 slices of cooked and crumbled bacon, and 2 cups of mozzarella and 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. Wow, right? So all we're gonna do now is kind of stir all of this together. I know it's a little nuts. I feel like quiche is the wrong word for this mixture because it's more like zucchini, cheese, bacon yumminess. Can we call it that? And then the crust is gonna come together so easy. You are going to love it. So here is our mixture with the cheese, eggs, zucchini, bacon, spices. Look how good that looks. So set that to the side. And right here, I have a 10 by 15 pan because I feel like I always overcrowd my pans. So you can do a 9 by 13, but I am not going to. And I have 2 crescent roll. They're not even the same brand. 1 Pillsbury, 1 Great Value, doesn't matter. These are gonna be our crust today. So open these up without popping them on your hand and hurting yourself or screaming. This always happens to me, always. Oh, sweet. Now I can hit it on the side of the counter, I love that. Ready? Yes. So we're basically just spreading these out until they look like a good crust. And I do want it, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I do want it to go up the side a little bit. So I think this second one we'll have to break apart and kind of do a little differently. You could also cut this recipe in half and make it in a pie pan. And in that case, you would separate out all of the triangles, point all the corners to the middle. But I'm not doing it that way because I do what I want. Okay, so there's another one, and then maybe kind of like that. You do want to try and seal all the holes so the filling doesn't leak out all over the place. Clearly, I'm not very worried about presentation here. So there's our crescent dough crust. And before we pour the filling in, a little bit of mustard is gonna go in here first. And this is about gone, oh no! All right, time to put mustard on the shopping list. And that one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Give that a little paint to spread it out. Filling in here, woo! Tell me that does not already look amazing. We haven't even cooked it yet. So this is gonna go into a 375-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes after I answer the phone. Okay, once this comes out of the oven, you're gonna let it cool all the way. Then you can, of course, cover it like this and stick it in the freezer like this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cut it into slices and put it in some Tupperware containers like this. You will need to partially thaw this the night before, like stick it in the fridge the night before, let it go. Then you can reheat it in the oven if you want, or of course you can do the microwave, or my favorite, the air fryer. So go ahead and pack this one away for later, our zucchini bacon crescent roll quiche, kind of. So what I have going on in this bowl, which does not look as big on camera as it actually is I have the filling for more breakfast burritos, but a different kind. So I have some spicy sausage down here that I cooked up. This is the spicy one, and this is the regular breakfast sausage. Some hash browns. These were just frozen hash browns I cooked in a skillet. I have, I think, 16 or 17 eggs that I did scrambled. They're all in this bowl. I'm gonna stir this all together. All my filling is kind of together in one thing, and we're gonna mix up a bunch more breakfast burritos with this crumbly sausage and potatoes instead of the other kind that I did earlier. Making breakfast biscuit cups. Once the sausage is done cooking, I added 3 tablespoons of just flour that I'm gonna mix in. This is a pretty lean sausage actually. There's not a lot of grease here, so I'm hoping it will cook appropriately, and then we will add some milk to make ourselves basically a sausage gravy. Here comes some milk. We're basically just stirring this through and heat it until it thickens up and makes a sauce. It's like our gravy is about done, so make sure you taste for salt and pepper. If it's bland, add some salt. If it tastes good, let's turn off the heat and set it to the side. In some butter right here, I have about 1.5 to 2 cups of the frozen hash browns. They've been thawed, the square ones. This is the potatoes O'Brien with like the peppers and onions. So we're just gonna cook this in the butter with some salt and pepper until they are kind of brown and cooked through, and then we'll add some eggs. Six eggs here. We are only cooking these until they're barely set, almost all the way. I've basically made some sausage gravy, some potatoes and eggs, and I have some cheese right here. In my greased muffin cups, I'm gonna add these jumbo biscuits. Now, I'm concerned that these are too jumbo. We're just gonna give it a go in these. I may switch to my jumbo muffin tins, but we'll see how that goes. And don't pop your finger. Basically, these biscuits are making a shell for our little cups. So I do have 3 tins, and these have 8 each. So we're just gonna kind of mush it down in there like that. Okay, I'm gonna try and use this. Okay, as I'm watching this, I think I need to switch to the big ones because I haven't even added the sausage or cheese yet. Sausage, look at that, it's like overflowing. Send help. Clearly, if you're gonna use jumbo muffins, you need the jumbo muffin tins to make sure they fit. I'm gonna bake this in the oven for about 20 minutes. Once they've cooled off, this is the smaller one, we can pull these out, and there's 2 ways you can store them in the freezer. Definitely wanna cool them completely, but here, this is what they look like. You can put them in a Tupperware, kind of like this. I realize it's not the Tupperware brand, but I call all storage containers Tupperware. I know it's wrong, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. Anyway, you can do them like this and put some wax paper and then do another level like this, or you can put them in gallon Ziploc bags, that's totally up to you. And if you're gonna do a gallon bag like this, make sure you write on here what it is and how to reheat it. For these, all you're gonna do is microwave them on high for about 1 minute, and they are good to go. Of course, down in the description box, I will have all of the recipes for everything that I mixed up today. You have to go try the breakfast biscuit cups. Huge, huge win. Like, I know it's a little annoying to mix up the separate items, but just do it in bulk, like a big batch of it, and freeze them. It's definitely going to be one of the go-tos for the full school year. Of course, you cannot go wrong with French toast, pancakes, waffles. You can make them yourself at home for tons cheaper than buying the Eggo waffles, which don't even taste that good. The homemade ones are infinitely better. I tell you what, breakfast burritos in my house are always a win. My kids eat them after school as a snack. They eat them as a before bed snack. They'll eat them for breakfast. It kind of sounds like my kids are obsessed with breakfast burritos, but they kind of are. It also sounds like my kids eat a lot, but they kind of do. I guess that's active teenagers for you, right? Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great day hanging out, and I'll see you in the next video.